Hey there, everybody. It's Dinosaur George from dinosaurgeorge.com answering all your questions. Let's get into it. Michael from Cliffside Park, New Jersey says, Dear Dinosaur George, thank you so much for answering my previous question. Michael, it is my pleasure. Thank you for writing to me. He said, is there any evidence in the geological column that would suggest that a solar flare caused a mass extinction? Well, yeah, Michael, there is something that I heard one time. It wasn't a solar flare. It was actually a gamma ray burst. One of my all-time favorite paleontologists is Dr. Larry Martin from Kansas. I love that guy. Dr. Martin was telling me one night we were having dinner, and he was telling me that he believed that they found evidence that suggested that I think during the end of the Devonian period, there's evidence that a gamma ray burst nearly wiped out 99% of every single living thing on the planet. There is a lot of study being done right now to determine if, in fact, things like extraterrestrial things may have caused extinctions on this planet. And a gamma ray burst certainly would have had the ability to do just that. Okay, Thiago from Parnamirim, Brazil. Hi, George. Thanks for asking my first question about T-Rex classification. Now I have another question about T-Rex. Well, first of all, Thiago, it's my pleasure to answer your question. How do you think how do you think young T-Rexes behaved? And was their bone structure kind of the same or weaker than adults? And could it run or did it just walk? And he said, thanks again. He said, I want to congratulate you on your work on your website. I take a look at it almost every day. Diego, I appreciate that very much for coming to my website. I'm glad you look at it. I'll tell you what, I just uploaded a new story on my blog, which you'll find. So when you go to the website, go to the blog and you can read my latest update. Here's what I think about young tyrannosaurs. We are studying right now a new discovery that's giving us much greater insight into the life of a young tyrannosaur. I can tell you, based on what I've been looking at, that young tyrannosaurs, first of all, they have the same basic bone structure as an adult. It's just a reduced version. And man, did they have a rough and tumble life. Broken and healed bones everywhere. These guys were tough little dudes. And that tells me that they were scrapping it when they were that young. They weren't sitting on the sidelines waiting for mom and dad to bring back dinner. These little dudes, in my opinion, were either out there helping mom and dad, or they were actively hunting on their own. I believe that their behaviors were just like the behaviors of young lions and wolves. I think that they would have played with one another and jumped around and practiced their hunting skills, and then as they got older, they would have taken hunting a lot more serious. I think they would have been very inquisitive. I think that the slightest thing would have captured their attention. Any motion, any movement, they would have whipped their head around and gone searching for it. I think, in fact, that their inquisitiveness probably led to a lot of young ones dying at a very early age because they would get into trouble going around and doing things they shouldn't do. So I would bet that they probably acted like young lions or young leopards or young tigers. They probably would have looked like they were playing, but brother, you would not want to have been playing with them because they were pretty nasty critters. All right, my buddy Brandon from Morris, New York. Who would win in a fight, Giganotosaurus or Carcharodontosaurus? Now this is a good fight. There's a lot of paleontologists that believe that Giganotosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus are the exact same animal. In fact, they feel they shouldn't have gotten two names. They should have both been named Carcharodontosaurus because that was the first one found. I think if you get these two dinosaurs together, it's a flip of a coin of who's going to win. First guy to grab the vital area, like throat, he wins. And so I think, Brendan, you could flip a coin on this one. Man, this is a toughie, brother. You have me stumped on this one. I don't know. All right, Yale from Waterford, Michigan. Yale, good to hear from you again. Did Dilophosaurus have a folding frill, and did they spit that black gooey liquid? The answer to both of those questions is no, and we don't know, but probably no. Here's the first. There is no evidence whatsoever that that dinosaur had a frill at all. One of the things that drives me crazy about Hollywood is every single time they make a show about something as cool as dinosaurs, they got to add something funky to it because they don't think dinosaurs are cool enough. Come on, people. What could be cooler than a dinosaur? It drives me insane. You know, they want to paint racing stripes down the side of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. They want a dinosaur to have this wicked looking frill and spit this black goop. That's nonsense. They didn't do that. As for the black goo stuff, I would tell you I don't think there's any chance on earth that Dilophosaurus spit that stuff, but there's no way for me to know for certain, so I cannot say I know for certain. It's very unlikely. Now, would some dinosaurs be able to spit? I'll tell you, a lot of animals can spit, and maybe they use that to their advantage. Let's say, for instance, that a dinosaur had a mouthful of bacteria. Well, it could certainly utilize that by spitting into the eyes of another animal and infecting it, but because they didn't have cheeks like us, they can't spit. In fact, what they'd have to do is open their mouth and kind of expel air, kind of, and spit it out that way. So it's unlikely that they could do that. You know, there's animals like spitting cobras, but in fact, cobras don't spit. They're actually forcing venom through holes in their teeth with a sac that's in the top of their head. And there's no evidence that dinosaurs had that. So I don't think that they spit anything, but I know they didn't have a frill. All right, my buddy Jay from Mandeville, Jamaica. Was there any raptors or ornithomimids ever discovered in North Africa? You know, Jay, there is a raptor found in North Africa, but to my knowledge, they have not given it a name yet. I believe all that anybody has ever found has been some claws. I've seen a foot claw from a raptor, and I've seen what I think is a hand claw from a raptor. That was discovered up in North Africa. I can tell you this, Africa is a treasure trove of dinosaur bones. A lot of them are found in South Africa and in Niger and places like that. But man, Africa is loaded with dinosaurs. I don't know if there's any ornithomimids from Africa. To tell you the truth, I can't think of a single African ornithomimid. There was a whole lot of dinosaurs from there, but I don't think there was any ornithomimids. So to my best guess, no. Okay, Kevin from Casing, Ontario, Canada. And Kevin, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sending me the pronunciation. Casing, Ontario, Canada. Thank you, Kevin. Do modern day chickens have similar features as the great Tyrannosaurus Rex? Yes, they do, Kevin. They have a lot of very similar features. In fact, Tyrannosaurus and all of the predatory dinosaurs have so many similarities to birds that some paleontologists actually want to reclassify modern birds as dinosaurs, at least theropod dinosaurs. So yeah, there's a tremendous amount of similarities between modern birds and Tyrannosaurs. So you could say that if you ever have fried chicken, you're kind of having fried Tyrannosaur. The only difference is the drumsticks are not nearly as big as Tyrannosaurus Rex. All right, that's it for this time. Thank you guys for sending me your questions. Go to dinosaurgeorge.com. While you're there, sign up to join or sign up to become a friend of mine on Facebook. And follow me on Twitter. Until next time, take care of yourself. Take care of all of the people around you, because remember, we're all on this earth together. And for you young people, you make sure to practice those manners, practice your reading skills. And until next time, take care, everybody. I will see you all again soon.